We've just had the sprint shootout for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for the sprint race later today. The session was a shorter session than we've had for the main qualifying session. So it was Q1 was a 12-minute session, Q2 was a 10-minute, and the final shootout was a 8-minute session. Effectively meant the drivers went out on one tyre. For the first session and the second session, they had to use brand new medium tyres, and for the third session they had to use brand new soft tyres. Now Lando, Norris and Yuki Tsunoda both used their brand new set of soft tyres all up ahead of the session, so if they got into Q3 they wouldn't be able to take part because they had no brand new soft tyres. The FIA tried to stop this from happening. They late yesterday tried to amend the regulations so that teams must carry a brand new set of the tyres into the session, and therefore sort of avoiding this farce of basically you've used all your tyres for the main race. And I thought that was a bit silly, a bit controversial in some ways for the new session. Just made it a bit like, you know, you just give them an extra set of tyres for it or something. Just solve the issue early doors. How they've made this mess, I'm not so sure, but there we have it. I mean, to be honest, it didn't work out that way anyway, well, especially for Yuki. We'd be massively disappointed with this session. So into Q1, we had again Nick de Vries and Gasly right at the back. They obviously couldn't really make any big improvement or changes on the car from yesterday, and it's the first time they've run in a session. They've had no practice session before qualifying. They've not had no first run, so basically they went out and it was get on with it, which I did quite like that element of qualifying. The fact was is that you only got one set of brand new medium tyres and you had to make it work. If you've messed them up with brake going in and locking up, that's it, done. And a lot of the team saying, look, there's nothing, you don't go in here, you've just got to be extremely cautious, nothing stupid, and just get through the session, which I think is kind of the opposite of what the FIA wanted here. They just wanted everyone to go a bit gung-ho, smash it out and see who's the fastest. You've got small time, just all out. The good thing was, though, there was a lot of track action. Call cars, they literally just went out straight away at the start of the session and just toured around, sort of giving a warm-up lap, a push lap, and then a cool down lap again, and then going again. But it was Nick de Vries and Gasly. De Vries 20th, Gasly 19th. Obviously didn't have the confidence that they picked up at all from yesterday, so they're back at it again. Yuki Tsunoda in P18, he'd be massively disappointed. He did well in qualifying yesterday, but he's going to start alongside at the back, just ahead of his teammate. The two Alfa Romeos, again, having a poor session like yesterday. Bottas 17th, Zhu 16th. Zhu getting his own back now, actually out-qualified his teammate in this session. The star of this one was Kevin Magnussen. He was in P12. Leclerc and Verstappen and Hamilton was the top three in that order, with Leclerc first. The really bad performance from that one was Yuki Tsunoda. He was really unlucky though, because the red flag came out literally about 5 seconds before he was crossing the line, and it looked like he was on a lap that might have got him through into the Q2 session. He was really disappointed. I mean, it was just the way it goes, I think, sometimes. Into the Q2 session then, and we had obviously Logan Sargent. He caused a red flag at the end, crash with about 10 seconds to go of the Q1 session. He started in P15 then. I mean, it was a bit disappointing because he was on for a good qualifying. Both Albon and him were up about 10th and 11th. Well, Sargent was 11th at the time of his crash and Albon ahead of him. So it looked like there was some pace in that Williams, to potentially even for him to get into Q1. He was massively disappointed. Into Q3, sorry. He was massively disappointed with that one. Then came Kevin Magnussen. He's P14. Big improvement for them. He resolved their issues with the electric problem on the ECU that he had yesterday, but it's P14 and he's been out qualified by his teammate again. It was Ocon in 13th for the Alpine. There's just no pace in there at the moment. And then Hülkenberg got P12. again beats his teammate in qualifying session, and then came 11th with Oscar Piastri. Now I think McLaren probably should have used Norris to help Oscar get into Q3 with a tow. They didn't really quite do that. He missed out on Q3 just because Alonso and Stroll actually did use the tow. Stroll got the tow off Alonso and managed to just pip in Piastri into the Q3 session. So missed a trick there, McLaren, especially when you know Norris actually, who got into Q3, can't participate. He's got no soft tyres. But there we are. So into Q3 session, it was Lando Norris who was going to start 20th, actually 10th, didn't actually take part in the session. 9th for Lance Stroll, 8th for Alonso. I don't know where the pace has gone in this Aston Martin. They're really struggling here. I mean, they had said that their strength of this car is really in the medium to high speed corners, and because of the long straights and the sort short twisty parts, they are struggling a little bit here. Expected them to be better nonetheless, but a brilliant qualifying session for Alex Albon, and then came Lewis Hamilton in 6th place, Carlos Sainz in 5th place. George Russell had a brilliant lap right at the end, nicked it into 4th place, and he was probably only one of the few that actually made big improvements on their second runs. It all like the tyres went, especially for the top 3, none of them improved at all in their second run on the soft tyres, and it was literally just a 1 lap shootout therefore effectively, because the soft had just worn out. There was nothing left in them, and they just give it as it is. So it's Verstappen in 3rd place this time. A brilliant job from Perez getting into 2nd. It looked like he was on pole at one point, but Charles Leclerc with a mega lap right at in his first run. And then on his last run, actually at turn 5, he lost it and hit the wall. Strange place to hit the wall. I've not seen anybody do that there throughout any of the sessions, even in previous races, to be honest. So don't know what happened there. He caused a red flag. I don't think there was a red flag actually at the end. But yeah, he hit the wall, managed to keep going, broke a nose. But nobody was really improving there. Anyone he might have sort of held back was Carlos Sainz, who was directly behind him with the Ferraris running in the line for that session. But I'm not sure if it was on an improved time, because really there was not much improvement at all, apart from Russell, to be honest with you, who made any improvements in the second run on that soft. But we've got the sprint race later today. It's all out, all action. Obviously they'll just go on the tyre, 17 laps to thrash it around and see how the action runs. It'll be a good sort of run for how far they can actually push their tyres, especially for Ferrari, and their weakness has really been in the race. So it'll be a good sort of see how the land lies ahead of the race tomorrow, but we'll see how the action goes. They've done this sort of sprint, so there's more action in the race and no jeopardy from there. So let's see how it pans out, and no, you know, the sprinters are not really impacting the race for Sunday or how they line up. So it'll be interesting to see how they actually play this. I mean, with all the teams saying they were going to be really cautious in the sprint shootout, which I found a bit odd. I thought they'd just go for it. It's a standalone sort of session. What does it matter where you start the sprint race? Really, there's not an awful lot of points to play for. The big race is on Sunday. So, yeah, I wonder if they take the cautious approach here. Let me know what you all thought of the new qualifying format. I'm not sure. Jury's still out for me, to be honest with you on this one. I didn't like the fact that you just had to tow around on the one set of tyres. Like, if you messed it up, that's it, you're done for. And there was no chance of like the going back in, getting a new set of tyres out and then pushing it. But it makes sense for a shorter version of the sprint. But then we've kind of got like a sprint day, and then we've got a main day. Do we need it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you for the sprint race. Thanks for watching.